Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Kong on the Planet of the Apes, Book 4. This is written by Ryan Ferrari, illustrated by Carlos Magno, colors by Alex Gumieres, letters by Ed Dirkshire, cover by Mike Huddleston. We pick up with the expedition returning home. They've made it to the Forbidden Zone, and they are taking Kong onto the island. He is being very cooperative, and he appears to be heavily pacified. His eyes are watering, he's drooling. It looks like he's crying through a lot of the book, and he looks very frightened, honestly. They also brought Nida with them, and they have to gag her. Cornelius and Zira try and take her into their custody, but that's a no-go. And on the ship, Ursus has many of these raptor-like creatures in cages, and he wants them trained as like mounts or military assets, which is kind of horrifying. And later at Ape City, they're escorting the girl Nida through the crowd as these protesters are out saying humans have rights, free them, no more human hunting, the only threat is evil ape. It's kind of catchy. Since the protesters see Nida shackled and gagged, they are very upset about that, and one of them yells anti-human fascist while pulling the gag away from her. And that's when she yells, "Don't trust them, they'll betray us, as they did us all." And they are shocked, because very few of them have ever heard a human speak. And the only other human that they've heard was Taylor, if they've heard any. So the fact that there's clearly a savage, what they would call her, that can speak is horrifying to them. Meanwhile, they put her in a cage, and they go see the council, and the Cornelius is compelled to kind of betray Zira, and Zira's put on house arrest by Zaius, but Cornelius has had all of his beliefs challenged, so he is a little confused and very concerned, but it does keep him on the inside. And Ursus wants to have another expedition to the island for resources and military options and possible colonization. And he wants to weaponize the various animals and things that he saw on the island. His bloodthirstiness is very clear. Zira, meanwhile, is getting her nephew Lucius to hide her notes from the expedition and try and analyze her findings, while Zaius is presenting Kong to the masses to try and create a passivity and rewrite a little bit of history and prove that apes are superior to humans, thus quelling any protests they had. And Kong through the whole thing has this like beaten look, and he's very upset and sad. Meanwhile, Nida's in her cage trying to talk to the other humans, and as her tribal storyteller, I think she's got a little bit of a plan here, because she starts kind of talking to them, tells them not to be scared of Kong. I think she's telling them stories. Ursus, on the other hand, is having difficulty with his men. 2 men have already been killed by these raptor things, which he's trying to starve into submission. And he doesn't know anything about animal husbandry, so he is not handling it well. And one of his men refuses to do their job, and he puts an end to that. But while he's shooting that individual, Argus accidentally opens the cages, and the creatures spring out. From there, it's a bloodbath. They are going into the city, and that's where we have our cliffhanger ending. And I tell you, this continues to be a great book. I really hope the end is as good as the beginning and the middle, because I cannot recommend this book enough. It is so much fun. I like the art quite a bit. I think that there's a lot of good talent on this book, and it really deserves to have higher sales than it does. It is a fun adventure between 2 different movie franchises that I do enjoy. And like I've said previously, I'm going to buy this in trade paperback. I already pre-ordered it, and I'm looking forward to getting that, because this was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to reading issue 5. Next, I have that one, and issue 6 should be coming out in a few weeks, so we'll know if it's worth the money or whether or not I have to cancel my pre-order. But in the meantime, that'll do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. Please be sure and hit like, share, and subscribe, and we hope to see you on the next episode.